Welcome to Dish It Out. I'm Tony Spatafora. Vegetarians are people too. What better to serve them than tasty tofu? Today we're doing lunch with Los Angeles actress, i.e. vegetarian, star of stage, screen, and little tiny TV box, as well as loyal Dish It Out fan, Miss Colleen Foy is going to be here. On the menu, we're serving up a banh mi. This is a wonderful Vietnamese sandwich with marinated tofu, pickled vegetables, and all kinds of great flavors. So, it's Foy, soy, and a veggie po' boy. Come hungry, get ready to taste a better life, because we're gonna dish it out. How easy is this? Sandwich, grinder, hero, hoagie, po' boy. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you serve it up, nothing satisfies like a good old sandwich at lunchtime. And our veggie po' boy today is exactly that. Marinated tofu, pickled vegetable slaw, cilantro, fresh lime, fresh jalapeno. This sandwich is the easiest thing to assemble, most satisfying in the middle of the day, and very impressive to serve to some company that probably hasn't had a decent meal in a while. Why don't we get busy then? Why don't we get this thing together? Let's gather up our veggies and our dry ingredients in the section that we like to call Pantry Raid! Pantry Raid! Pantry Raid! You will need kosher salt, rice wine vinegar, granulated sugar, and 1 medium-sized jalapeno, medium-sized carrot, 1 medium-sized cucumber, and 1 cup sliced shiitake mushrooms. Just back from Pantry Raid, we have our assembled fresh ingredients. We have, during the break, the elves have come in and miraculously peeled our cucumber, peeled our carrot for our guest to come in so she doesn't have to get her manicure dirty. We have carrot, cucumber, we have jalapeno, and I'm going to assemble the pickling solution right now with 1/3 of a cup rice wine vinegar, 1/4 cup granulated sugar, and we have a teaspoon of kosher salt. The Japanese call this namasu. It's to provide a cooling effect when you have something spicy. Pickling vegetables will bring that out. Pickling is quite nice. It brings out a nicer side of people. My Aunt Eva did that with my Uncle Bobby by the time he was 65. He was so relaxed. Any kind of vegetables you can pickle. We're doing it with carrot and cucumber, but daikon is great. Shiitake mushroom is great. So we're gonna mix all this together. And sugar. And now in the mix of it, our sous chef. Come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our favorite guest star, Miss Colleen Foy.
Welcome. Oh,
It's so
thank
good
you for
of you.
having me.
So good of you to come. What did you bring?
I thought you'd be cooking up something yummy. Oh, I brought some limes, cilantro, some really fresh bread. Sound like something we can use?
Thank you very much.
You're
This is
so welcome.
fantastic.
Good.
I'm doing my best for a little vegetarian lunch for you
Oh,
because
yum.
I thought that it would be nice to have a little snack and what's better than a good sandwich at lunch,
I
right?
love a good sandwich. Awesome. I'm so excited.
Can you help me out? Do you
yeah.
feel better?
Oh, I'd be happy to.
You're just gonna make long, nice ribbons like you would like a fake pasta or something. This is actually my favorite piece of equipment in the kitchen. That potato peeler
Really?
is my mom's. There was 2 things I stole from her
Aw.
in Connecticut. I got my colander from her and I got her potato peeler. I summon her every
Thanks,
time.
Mom.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? Every time I turn around, I see you attached to some project. I see you coming up on the client
You're
list.
so sweet. Yeah, I filmed The Client List recently. It's a new show on Lifetime, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Love her.
She's so nice.
She's a sweetheart. I've always
She's
read.
so nice, yeah. Everything you've read is true. Only the good stuff. And she's producing it as well. It's
Oh,
going
wow.
to be a great show. When we had the table read, I was laughing out loud.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking how proud I was, how happy I was to be a part of it.
That's
So,
really neat.
I know.
Colleen, for most people at home should know, is fluent in ASL and has been signing her way through her career since, well, of course, your first big dramatic role.
My first feature film was There Will Be Blood, and an unbelievable way to start out.
Yeah.
I feel so lucky. I feel
Yeah.
so grateful. If you haven't seen it, you must. Saw it in the theater, I don't know how many times. With my mom, with my friends. You know, it was so the audience response, because it was something I was so proud of, and it just translated very well.
Well, not of course only for your phenomenal beauty and your acting grace, but your ASL. You've been signing for how long?
Almost 10 years I've been signing American Sign Language.
And you were signing on Sesame Street?
Yes, I taught the sign language word of the day on Sesame Street.
Look at you, still working with Muppets. That's great. That's a perfect amount of carrots, and now we can start in on the cucumber.
Okay, great.
What pickled vegetable slaw would be complete without some chopped up julienne onions? And I'm gonna julienne up some of these. Nice.
I have to ask, what are we making today? I trust you completely, and I can't wait to eat whatever it is. But what exactly are we making?
We are making a banh mi. Now what that is it's a Vietnamese sandwich. Usually the protein would be something that you wouldn't normally eat, barbecue sort of stuff.
Right.
But in this aspect, what we've done is we've taken tofu,
Excellent.
and we have given it a marvelous waterboarding, if you will. The thing with tofu, to make it really a little bit more pleasurable, is you gotta press it for about a half an hour between a couple of paper towels with a heavy, maybe a cast iron skillet, just to get some of the water out. So yeah, the tofu then becomes thirsty, and then it goes into a great marinade.
That's excellent. I feel like a lot of people don't know you have to press the tofu.
Absolutely.
But you have to press your tofu.
So all of those veggies can go right into the bowl. If I give you a spatula, will you toss all of that
definitely.
together? So you like to cook?
I love to cook and I love to eat. So, it's a good combo.
You're an amazing baker from what I've read.
Oh, I love baking. I love sweets. I have a huge sweet tooth. Huge sweet tooth. So, yeah. Ooh, that looks good.
It's really, really pretty,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah.
The flavors are really nice, bright, clean.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fresh cilantro with this. We're gonna have fresh lime with this, but this is going in the fridge for about 30 minutes.
Adios.
All right. So who do that tofu that you do so well? We did the waterboarding I mentioned, so we pressed it out, made it really thirsty, and the tofu goes into a really simple marinade. This marinade is half a cup of soy sauce. It's a 1/4 cup sesame oil, a 1/4 cup of chili oil, and then handful of ginger, handful of garlic. It's a little bit of what do we have? We have lemongrass lying around the house that we do in there. And the marinade, this marinade can be used again and again after your first round with tofu, and it just
excellent.
takes on bigger, richer flavor. You use tofu a lot?
Oh, I use tofu all the time because it's a great source of protein, you know, and it takes on, and it can absorb whatever flavors you put onto it. So you can put it in any kind of dish you want. It can be zesty, it can be sort of mild and smoky, you know, whatever you want it to be. So I love it.
This recipe only calls for one of the tofu steaks to be sizzled, about 4 minutes per side, and we're gonna get that going now for our banh mi.
Banh who?
All right, fire us up there, Colleen.
Okay, I can do that. In a moment.
Right?
Here it comes.
Howdy. I paid the bill.
Okay.
Tofu's gonna go into this cast iron, our vessel of choice, pan here. We're gonna cook each side 4 minutes.
No, we don't need any oil?
No, actually, thank you. The marinade on the tofu is sufficient. Beautiful.
Excellent. And we just leave it.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Why don't we get our bread together?
Why don't we?
You would do me the favor.
Yes.
You can slice this in half, get our banh mi ready.
Definitely.
I am going to chop up some jalapenos and some lime.
Yummy.
We'll split that right down the center of the baguette. Very nice.
Oh, I'm not half bad at this.
You can have the baguette, right? I mean, are you...
Oh yeah, I can. I'm an ovo-lacto vegetarian.
Oh, right.
I'm not a vegan. Vegans don't eat gelatin. They don't eat honey. They don't eat any animal products. Nothing. They typically don't wear leather. So yeah, I eat eggs and I consume dairy as well.
That's
So,
good. Well,
yeah.
What's great is this recipe is basically geared towards a vegan. With all these wonderful bakeries all over Los Angeles, you can find non-dairy breads available and all kinds of good baked goods and stuff. And if you wanted to make this banh mi with lettuce cups instead of using that for bread, that's fine and dandy too.
That could be yummy. That could be like an appetizer. Some little appetizer, like little lettuce cups.
Oh yeah, totally. Yes! Oh.
Some ideas. I'm just throwing them out.
We're going to take her off the screen. We're going to put her in the catering truck with me. We're going to jazz this up with some of our reserved marinade from the tofu, and we're going to spread that on liberally. And then we're just going to get real low.
Ooh, that smells good.
Yeah.
That smells really good.
Yeah.
And this is the marinade.
This is the marinade from the tofu.
That's awesome.
Vegans at home, you can use this. You can reuse this, which is wonderful. Just re-hit it with some more tofu. Veganese is also really nice to mix in here, make it that a little bit more richer.
Ooh, creamy. I love that.
Exactly.
That's good. I'm getting hungry.
I know. I promise to feed you, and I will deliver.
Feed you, I will. Nice.
Open her up.
Okay.
This is
Cilantro.
cilantro. This is part of those nice bright flavors we were discussing earlier.
Oh, excellent. Is that easy?
It's that easy.
Wow. Okay, cool.
And the amount in this is just like a generous dosage of that.
That's awesome. I think people get scared of cilantro. They think it's intimidating. You just rip it and put it there. That's
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, awesome.
I'm going to grab our tofu if you strike the basket for us.
Definitely. Put this over here.
That cast iron keeps it warm.
The cilantro smells so good. When you rip it, it just has that
Wonderful
smell.
aromatic quality, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And how I was going to say it.
So, our tofu is ready, and we're going to cut this in half like that. And we're going to get a piece for you.
Yummy.
Wicked good.
Wicked good.
And wicked in need of pickled vegetables.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Nice. Do you like jalapeno?
I do.
Okay,
I
so
do.
we'll put a couple of pieces
Oh, okay.
right on there.
On top of
The tofu.
our tofu. Our tofu stick.
So this is that beautiful pickled julienne salad that Colleen and I assembled. It's got carrot and cucumber and shiitake mushrooms. It's got julienne onion, rice wine vinegar, and this is just going to go right across the top.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Ooh, this smells like
You are
lunch.
not going to get this sandwich at Subway.
Nope. I'm going to slice up a little squeeze of fresh lime for us. This goes right across the top. This is very easy to do.
There you go.
Squeeze of fruit.
A little squeeze, honey.
All right. Reach down below and grab some of those kale chips for our little side, please.
Kale chips.
Awesome.
Yummy.
These are the kale chips. There's one head of kale that's been washed, it's been rinsed, it's been dried, and then we toss it with
Oh my god, it's so good.
right, a tablespoon of olive oil, and then you can season it however you see fit. Old Bay seasoning, garlic powder seasoning, Mrs. Dash, anything of that is really nice. And then it goes into a 300-degree oven for 20 minutes. Kale chips, wicked easy.
And they're so good for you. Kale is so good for you.
You eat a lot of kale?
I eat a lot of kale. Yeah, are you all from breakfast?
All right, it's time for lunch.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
slide that on over there.
Oh, okay. I slide it over here?
Please and thank you.
You're welcome, and you're
I'm
welcome.
going to get us together here. Grab a nice handful of the kale chips.
Oh, yeah. Like so?
Like so.
OMG.
Yes. This is a perfect lunch for you to take to school, right?
Yeah.
I understand you're teaching.
I am. I love it so much.
That's awesome.
It's such a great job. It's a dream job, and I love working with actors.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
And what's the name of the studio?
Oh, Stan Kirsch Studios. It's in Hollyweb. My teacher and my mentor is Stan Kirsch. I've been working with him for a while, and I just love doing it. It's the best job in the world.
Right? Well,
Besides being on set.
Besides, of course.
That whole thing.
Now, try your banh mi. Tell me what the best...
Okay, cheers.
The next bet. Cheers.
Cheers. Hello.
All right. Right?
That was so good. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can taste the lime.
Isn't that wonderful? The fresh lime just brightens it up. See, vegetarian food does not have to be simple and soy. When made with love and made with Colleen Foy. Our veggie po' boy rules the house. That is delish.
Yes, it does. It's so good. I love vegetarian meals that are hearty, substantial, something I can sink my teeth into. It's not just lettuce and carrots and, a small meal. I love to eat, so this is wonderful.
I'm glad.
Thank you so much.
Colleen Foy, thank you so much for joining us. Would you sign to our friends at home? Where they? Oh, well, of course, you can follow us at Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. Now, if you were to ASL a goodbye from us to dish it out, how would that go?
Oh, thank you and come again from Dish It Out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tony Spadafora, Colleen Foy. We're dished, we're out, and we look forward to seeing you back in the kitchen next time. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Can I have more?
You can eat more now.
Thank you. Ow.